What's up, Raging Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching the TF Movie Show. This is just a web series where we're talking about the Transformers live-action movie franchise, episode number 18. And I want to start off with shout-outs. These are some really awesome people who are supporters of the Raging Nation. And the shout-outs go out to Jake Moore, aka Prime Central, Batman Big Fan all the way from Kuwait, Sterling Wong, aka Alpha Prime, Virgil Amison, and Tiago Gonçalves. Thank you so much for supporting the Raging Nation. You guys are awesome, and I really appreciate all your support. Alright, so in this episode, we're going to talk about that elusive Comic-Con footage. As a matter of fact, it never got out, it never got leaked. Because a lot of these Comic-Con panels come with movie footage from upcoming films, blockbuster films, and once in a while they get leaked out. Someone holds up a camera phone and starts pressing record, and then we get to see a phone-recorded version of that footage. But we didn't get it for Bumblebee, and I'm kind of glad we didn't get it. In fact, I'm glad 100% because I actually don't want to see the footage in a crappily recorded phone camera. I want to see it on the big screen. So I'm just going to react to the description of the footage as provided by the writers from Collider who attended the panel. They were able to remember or take notes of what they saw and describe the scenes in really good detail. So for those that haven't already read this article, you're going to be hearing about those scenes for the very first time in this episode right here. And I briefly read it, but I'm going to go through it in full detail. So there seems to be 3 specific scenes, and let's just start off with this. The footage opens with Bumblebee sitting in a forest, his eyes glowing blue. He runs through the forest taking fire, and we see 3 heavily armed vehicles hot on his trail. He shields himself and runs, but gets slammed by another Jeep. Cena stares down the barrel of a gun and has a standoff moment with Bumblebee. When a fighter jet swoops in, someone asks who called into the Air Force, but it ain't the Air Force. The bombs have a little Transformer insignia on them, and boom, they're launched at military vehicles. It's big bad Decepticon Shatter swooping in on Bumblebee. The Angela Bassett-voiced baddie flies Bumblebee up the side of a mountain and opens fire and says, "You are hereby sentenced to death." Then grabs him by the throat and drops him off the cliff. Bumblebee plummets to the bottom and get a memory core shutdown warning, just as the sight focuses on a cute little yellow VW bug. So there you have it. That's the first scene people got to see at Comic-Con. And this is a very exciting scene. I could picture it right now, and I hope you guys were able to visualize it in your head. And as Bumblebee, running away from fire through the forest, and there's a standoff between him and John Cena. Suddenly, Shatter starts swooping in, dropping bombs with Decepticon insignias on them. She says a line talking about wanting to execute Bumblebee, grabs him by the throat, throws him off a cliff, and then right before he goes unconscious, before his memory is wiped out clean, he scans a VW bug. I don't know if he actually scans it, but at least the last thing he sees is a VW bug. And that's how he gets his mode. That explains how he gets his mode. And if his memory's wiped out, that means he's got amnesia. People always wondered, wait a minute. Bumblebee was a brutal warrior. I mean, like a very fierce warrior. In World War II, he fought side of the Allies against the Nazis back in that flashback scene in Transformers Last Night. And he probably did other missions. According to the comic, he was a spy working with MI6. So what is all that about? Hey, Shatter just wiped out his memory box. And that explains it all. I mean, he starts clean, fresh, and that's why he's so scared of Charlie when he meets her for the first time. At least that's how we see it or perceive it in the teaser trailer. So there's your explanation. He's got amnesia. I don't know if that's an explanation that people want, but it is the explanation. He's got his memory wiped out clean from Shatter. And we know from the comics that he lost his voice from Megatron breaking his larynx. So there we have, or his voice box. Anyways, let's move to the next scene. Then we cut to Steinfeld, who knocks over some boats and accidentally uncovers the bug. She barters with the owner. She wants the car real bad and offers to work for him for a year to pay it off, telling him it's her birthday. He tells her she can have it, and as she drives off waving and smiling, he commiserates with a friend that it's a death trap. Not so much, because when she's back in her garage, Bumblebee transforms, and then to have a tender meet cute where they're both terrified of each other until Bumblebee cowers in a corner, and then she realizes he's not a threat. They have a sweet conversation as she tries to learn what he is without him being able to talk, and she's filled with compassion for robotic creature who doesn't know who or what he is. You sound like a bumblebee, she tells him, and decide that's what she'll call him. He pops up 2 antennae like an adorable little bumblebee. So it's a cute little scene which is made up of an extended version of what we saw in the beginning of the trailer. We see Charlie, getting this car, and then we see Charlie discovering Bumblebee as he transforms from on top of her, and then cowering into the corner. So it's an extended version of that. It's the complete scene, and it's it feels like it's going to be a really sweet, tender, and a very human scene. It's a scene that's going to have it's going to really put you in there with a lot of wonder and really make you feel that mystery when you see like a friendly alien for the first time. And it's going to create that scene is there to create the magic that was given to us when we see the Autobots arriving for the first time in the first Transformers movie 11 years ago. So there you have it. That's that scene. So not a whole lot of action, but it's some really great development. Finally, here's the last scene. After that, we see Bumblebee in action, pursued by both Cena's villainous Agent Burns and the villainous bots Dropkick and Shatter. We get a sense of the dynamic between Charlie and her new friend, which is pretty adorable, and watch Bumblebee learn to talk through the radio. There are explosions and action set pieces, but by and large, the focus is on the relationship between the two of them, and it's all very, very Amblin. One particular shot pulls right from the Spielberg playbook, a close-up on Steinfeld's face, her eyes full of wonder as she stares just past the camera. Very, very cool. It sounds like it is a montage of action after seeing the previous scene that we just saw, I just described to you, and also the scene where Shatter drops, or rather throws Bumblebee over the cliff. Now we're getting a montage, and there you have it. It looks like it's going to be a very, very character-driven movie. We already know this, considering that there's fewer Autobots and Decepticons. It's more human-focused, which I'm totally fine with, because if a movie takes place on Earth, you gotta have humans. You know, I don't care what people say, you just gotta have humans. It takes place on Earth, and this is what makes the movie more relatable, more we can connect with the characters if there are humans, and this is going to be a very human story, and it's going to be the most human story out of all the previous 5 films that we've seen. I really truly believe that, just because we have a much better director here who really understands human emotion and connecting with humans and those emotions. So I think that we're really going to get something quite extraordinary. Of course, it might not be on the same level of spectacle as Michael Bay films, but I've really seen, obviously in Transformers Last Night, there was this huge decline in the quality of the action and the visual storytelling in Michael Bay's part. So I really think that Travis Knight is really going to bring us what we want to see. So I'm very happy about that. So hey guys, what do you guys think about these two things? Bumblebee losing his voice by Shatter. I'm sorry, losing his memory by Shatter, and how he forgets everything because of amnesia. And also, what do you guys think about how Bumblebee becomes a Volkswagen Bug? I mean, Bumblebee becomes a Volkswagen Bug right at the end of him having memory loss. I think that's pretty brilliant, to be completely honest. It wasn't just a random thing where he saw a Volkswagen Bug and then he scanned it. It was just kind of like a desperate moment that he needed to do this. He needed to get an alt mode so that he can be a robot in disguise before he just completely shuts down. So I think that's really, really cool. Anyways, what do you guys think about any of what I've just described? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm really excited about this. This is going to be a really great Transformers film, and I think that this is what, it might not be what a lot of G1 fans have been waiting for, but this is definitely a step in the right direction, bringing us into that more higher quality level of storytelling. So there you have it. Anyways, December 21st cannot come soon enough. As always, if you enjoyed this episode and you want to see more, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Rage Nation, also follow me on Twitter, Rage Nation. My name is Alex Yu. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.